All right, friends, so we are back and we are going to get working on the peaches. So I have this huge box of them right here, and we need to get all of these processed. So what I'm gonna do is we need to first start with peeling them. So all you do for this is you just take a peach and you're just going to cut very lightly and not very deep, an X on the bottom of it. And then we are going to put this in boiling water. I currently have the water heating up right behind me. And what we're gonna do is we're basically going to blanch it. So that will help release the skins. And if you're canning nectarines, you can can with the skins on. Peaches, you don't really wanna do that. So I'm gonna go through, get X's on the bottom of all of these. It was a little wild. And then I will show you when we blanch them and then how we're going to very easily get these peeled. You could definitely sit there with a peeler if that's something you prefer to do. I just feels a little tedious to me, so we're gonna go about it this way instead. Okay, so I'm going to now blanch, I guess is kind of what we're doing. These peaches about a minute, 40 seconds to a minute each. So this is just boiling water. And then I'm just getting them in as quickly as possible without completely scorching myself. And then I'm just gonna take them out and we're gonna dump them in a ice bath. And that just stops the cooking. We're definitely not trying to cook the peaches, we are just trying to blanch them very quickly to get the skins loosened. And then we'll let these cool off in this bath. That's still very cold, so that's perfect. While this comes back up to temperature, I'm gonna remove some of this water. Okay, perfect. So some of that water's been removed, and then I just wanted to show you, see how easy it is to then peel your peaches. I'm gonna leave all of them because I want to make sure that I'm soaking them in solution, which I'll show you just so that they don't turn brown in between processing and canning. So let's get the rest of these peaches blanched now that the water's back up to temperature. And I would typically do this all at once, but I don't, no, it's fine. I don't have enough large bowls, so we're kind of having to do it in batches, which totally fine. Just takes a little bit longer that way, but that's okay. This is what I'm doing today. I love doing this, so it's perfect. Please don't mind Arrow's dog toys in the background. He loves his unicorn. Okay, perfect. It's been about time. We're just gonna transfer these guys over to the cold water. Again, we're just letting them blanch for like 40 seconds to a minute. Obviously, some are going a little longer, some are going a little less. All good. We just wanna make sure we're not actually like cooking the peaches. That's not what we're going for. And that's why we dip them in that cold water, since we're not going for cooking peaches. That's why we immediately, it's like a hard-boiled egg. You add them to the cold water right after just to stop the cooking process. Okay, so I'm actually just gonna leave this water boiling and let's go get these taken care of so we can free up this pot and get more of them blanched. Okay, so next thing I'm doing is just adding some of this to some cold water. Because I'm doing this in batches, it's going to take a little while. And so traditionally what you do is add 3 grams of this per every gallon of water. I'm just doing a half gallon for now, so I'm just gonna add 1.5 grams. Like that, and then here's our cold water. And then what we're going to do is grab our peaches Okay, so I have my peaches over here, and all I'm going to do is just peel them and see how easy that's coming off. That's just the beauty of blanching them. It makes the peeling process so much easier, and I'm just gonna save all of these peach rinds or skins. We have a bunch of chickens, and I feel like they will absolutely love these. And then I'm going to cut this peach into quarters. So first I'm gonna half it. So you should get that little bit of skin off. Okay. Excellent. Half it, and then I'm just going to quarter it. And then we're just gonna place it in our solution. Oh, beautiful. Look at these peaches. They're so pretty. I love this time of year. Okay, and then we're just going to repeat the process. If you have any bad spots, like this one has a bit of a soft spot, just go ahead and cut that off. Remember, when we can things, we only want to can them when they're at their peak. So if you have a bad spot, that's not something you want to can, so just take it out. Okay, then we're just going to half it. Wow, these are so slippery. And then quarter it. And I'll catch you guys once we have made a little bit more progress. Okay, you guys, now we're cooking with fire. I forgot that I had this down in the basement, and this is making my life a whole lot easier. So I'm gonna get the rest of the peaches boiled and blanched and put in the bath, and now we don't have to do it in batches anymore. This is, whew, what a blessing. Totally forgot I had this. Okay, so I have my jars sterilizing over here in this one, and then I'm gonna get started on the light syrup. So for the light syrup, all you have to do is just, for every 4 cups of water, we're gonna do 1 cup of sugar. We're gonna dissolve the sugar, get it hot so that it matches the temperature of the jars, and then we'll be ready to start packing them. All right, then we're just going to bring that up to a boil, and I'm gonna finish peeling the peaches, and then we'll be ready to start getting the jars going. Okay, so we are ready to fill our jars. So what we're going to do is just start with some peaches, and where possible, you want to try to get the cut side facing down. Because I don't have wide mouth, I'm not sure how realistic that's going to be. It's hot. But we're just gonna pack as many peaches in here as possible. That's good. Then I like to just take a 1/4 cup scoop, just because these are not wide mouth, and ladle our syrup in there. And one thing that's super helpful is when you're canning and you need like a 1/2 inch, so every line you go down is on the rim is a new inch. So top line is 1/2 inch, and then this line is a full inch. So that definitely helps when you're canning things, knowing the headspace, but you can always make sure you measure using this as well. Right at 1/2 inch, love it. So I'm gonna go through and get any air bubbles out. Okay, now let's get the lids on. And another thing I like to do is just keep an empty jar that I'm not using and just keep all of my tools in it. I find that helps me a lot when it comes to organization. Now I'm just going to take a paper towel with a little bit of vinegar on it and wipe the rims. This is important because what we're making is so sugary that we want to make sure we're not getting any of that sugar or peach on the rim, because that could prevent sealing. Okay, next we're just going to take our lids. These have just been in some warm water, which helps loosen the rubber and helps get that seal. And then we're just going to put the lids on, or the rings on, and you just want to get it to fingertip tightness. You don't want to really crank it because we still need the oxygen to be able to escape. All right, now we're just going to process these. Where I'm at, it's normally 25 minutes, but because I'm at such high elevation, we will process for 30 minutes. I did just recently get this Presto digital pressure canner, and I've been using it for our water bathing and just kind of testing it out. Let me know if you'd be interested to see a video on my review of this thing. All right, so I was getting ready to make some peach jam. I was getting everything diced up, and I got a text from Sam that he just got a bull down. He's been out elk hunting, and so we process all of our own meat here, so I need to get the kitchen cleaned up. I might go out and help him, TBD on what that is looking like, but because we had a quick change of plans, here is how I am just preserving the rest of the peaches in order to make sure nothing goes to waste. So I just went ahead and cut them into chunks, and I'm going to flash freeze them. If you put them on a cookie sheet individually like this, rather than putting them on a in a plastic bag or something like that and then freezing it, this keeps it individual fruit rather than having an entire frozen block of fruit. So just makes it a lot easier to deal with. So here is what I'm gonna do with the rest of these. I'm gonna go throw these cookie sheets in the freezer, and then once they're all frozen, I'll break it up and put it into Ziploc bags. And then here's a final look at all of the things we were able to can up these past few days. That is it for today. Thank you guys so much for tagging along and joining me as we preserved up a bunch of fruit and vegetables. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If so, I will link a few more for you to go check out between now and the next upload. Otherwise, please make sure you subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, friend.